In a tiny home where the soft lights glow lives Eddie the cat, the star of the show.
Are you sad because you want Mummy to brush your hair? Is that it? Okay, Eddie, you're making me feel sorry for you. I shall brush your hair. Yes, I shall brush your hair, Eddie. Yes, I have given in. I have given in. I have listened, Eddie. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I'm Anne. This is the adorable Eddie. He's eating at the moment. Eddie, I can hear you. You want to come and say hello? This is Eddie. Do you like his yellow bow tie? That was his new gift from yesterday. You look so handsome, Eddie. Anyway, today I want to start a creative project. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've had this in my room, I don't know, for like 3 weeks. I just haven't had time. And I know it's going to take longer than 1 day to complete, but I'm going to make a start today because I finally have a full day off work. And the project is to decorate this corkboard and put it behind me so it looks like a neater corner, right? I know this color matches the decor, but I don't want it dark like this. I'm going to paint it white, guys. So when I sit here to create my YouTube videos, you're not going to see the mess and stuff through the holes, because sometimes my wardrobe opens by itself and you can see my clothes hanging out. And I hate it how you can see through here and there's like a basket of odd random stuff that I get ready with. The plan is to use leftover house paint, like the renovation paints that I've been using around this place, and yeah, so it's not going to cost me any extra. This corkboard is from Kmart. It was only $15. It is 50 centimeters high by 75 centimeters wide, but I will not be doing it horizontal even though it suggests me to. It also comes with all the things that I need to hang it with, but it's going to go vertical, guys. Otherwise, it's not going to cover that basket. You can't see that basket there that I want to cover. I have to hang it from here. So if I went horizontal, it would only finish up just under this plank here, and I want it to go all the way down. First, we start taking this out of the wrapper. Put this somewhere where I won't lose it. Just there. As you all know, we live in a tiny home, so this is where we will be working, on top of the countertop. This is the paint I'll be going over the entire corkboard with. It's just a primer sealer undercoat, and then once it's dry, I'm going to go around the frame with the gloss trim paint. This basket here is just to elevate the corkboard off the countertop. That way I can get to, going around, making sure, under there or that corner there is properly painted. I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but I want this corkboard white just to freshen up that corner. It will make it feel more open, light, airy, clean, especially because I'll be putting stuff on it which is going to have color a lot of the times, likely dark colors. So the white will make it pop. It will make for like a nice base color for any colors that are going to sit on top. So that is the plan. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to sand this frame with this rough sanding block. I just want to roughen it up a little bit to help the paint stick better. Now I'm just going to brush all that loose stuff off. Maybe I'll just shake it off onto the floor. Easier, right? I've already shaken the paint in this tin. It's good to go. That's one coat completed. It's not fully covered. I'm thinking it might need a second coat. I wasn't planning to do a second coat, but I think it's what I'm going to have to do. I've wrapped my paintbrush with a bit of cling wrap just to keep that paint moist and wet until I'm ready to do a second coat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the second coat off camera, because who needs to see all that again, right? It's me boring. You'll just get to see the finished product soon. Then once that second coat is dry, we'll come back, because then it should be dry enough for me to put some painter's tape on the inside of the frame so we can get to glossing the frame up, I guess. Anyway, we'll see you after the second coat. Bye for now. Eddie, I can see you. You want to say goodbye, Eddie? No, he does not. This is me here, just doing a voiceover for this part. I thought I would just add this video in here to show you the difference the second coat does make compared to just having the one coat. It's thickened it right up, looks way better. This is the second coat completed. It's only touch dry at this stage. I wanted, whoa, crap, it's about to fall over. Let me put it back here. I wanted it completely cured and dried so I could put painter's tape across here and paint that a gloss white. But to be honest, I don't have the patience to wait, guys. So I'm just going to paint that and not worry about getting, you know, getting that gloss around this side here, and just try not to get it over here at all. So I'm not going to tape it, in other words, and I'm just going to go for it right now because I ain't got no patience. This is the paint we'll be using here, if you can even see that. Let's see how neat I can get this done, hey? The good thing is if I make any accidental mistakes, it's all white anyway. It's going to blend in. I just wish I had a smaller paintbrush. I just don't want to invest any money into something I'm only probably going to use once at this stage. I'm going to finish this off camera and then we'll come back. Okay, we are back now. The first coat of the trim paint on this frame has dried and I'm just applying a second coat. I don't think it really needs it, but just to be on the safe side, I want it to look nice and, I don't know, properly painted, I guess. It is now the next day. So last night, I just went over this board where it kind of just looked like it needed another coat to make that look more even, and I wanted to wait till today to hang it up and deal with the rest of it, because I don't want the paint to feel tacky. I don't want it to be easy to, you know, like chip off or whatever. Let me show you the bottom of this. So the bottom is going to go behind this, or whatever you call it, beam, and the top of it is, yeah, going to butt up against that there. These are the two clip things, I don't know what we call them, hangers that came with it. So I'm just going to pop one around here and then the other one about there, and kind of figure out the height of how this is going to work. Because this kind of gets in the way, I'm hoping it's still going to work. Oh no, I almost lost one. It's a very thin line of where I can hang it. If I just make it level with the bottom, I think that's the only way I can do it, and I don't even know if it's going to work, guys. This is the size screw I've decided to use. It should not go through that hole, and it's not too long. It shouldn't go through the width of that timber either, so that is the reason I chose this one. I'm hoping it's not going to split the timber because I'm not pre-drilling this, and I am right on the edge here, so pray it's not going to split this timber. That would be the worst thing that could happen right now. It doesn't look like it's split. The reason I'm not pre-drilling it is because I don't know where my drill bits are going. Let me kind of just estimate about there. Okay, let's pray this works. Please God, make it fit. I'm going to have to take that off. Maybe we'll just take the bottom one so we can swivel it. Oh no, it's too tight. Like that, and we'll just swivel it out of the way just to be able to hang it. Is that even hanging? It is. Well, that's hanging. Okay, now that doesn't fit back there. So what I'm going to need to do now is move that higher. But you know, at least it's possible. I can do that. two dusty guitars here because it's been a while since I played them. And Eddie loves to climb up there and drop his hair all over it. So it's a bit gross right now. But anyway, that's life. I just wanted to see how they hang back up with that board there. I might need to slightly adjust that one higher to match that. I mean, it's not obvious, but I can tell, so it's going to annoy me later on. But for now, these guitars are going to come off so I can deal with that board first. These are some of the things that I have to decorate it today. Some pegs that are connected to pins, some pins, just clear ones. And I bought this from Kmart yesterday. It was $5. I'm assuming they're like little prints that are being die cut around the images. You come to see what's going on. You want to say hello while you're here? Of course you do, Eddie. Of course you want to say hello to your friends. All right, so it appears there is two different pads with two different sets of images. Oh, how adorable are these? Maybe we're going to have to put some cats on. And they got ties, guys. Oh my God, Eddie, these cats have ties like you. Let's put this next part, Eddie, let's put this next part on a time lapse and see how my board ends up. Okay, so we are finished. To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm happy with what I've put up there. It looks quite messy. It feels cluttered. I'm going to have to rearrange and tidy it up and really decide what I want up there. But for today's video purposes, this is just how it's ended up, guys. Everything in this studio is trial and error, but I do love the fact that I can't see through it now. I can't see my wardrobe that's a little bit open. I can't see the top of the, the dresser table if I've left it messy. I can't see the messy basket that I used to be able to see through here. You guys want to see what I have up here? Just let me move this guitar. I love these pegs. It keeps my photos safe because I'm not actually putting holes through the photos. I should laminate these. These photos are so old, guys, except for this one, of course. This is the magnet that Kai made for us for my early birthday present of me and Eddie when we went out for our photo shoot. This is my late stepdad, Tom, that came into my dream and told me not to give up looking for a place. And anyway, for those that followed my journey, you will understand. This is my very first car I ever owned, guys. This is a Toyota Celica 1978. It has a sunroof or a moonroof, whatever you want to call it. You could fold the back seats down and have a massive double bed inside. I bought this car off my mate Potter. He taught me how to drive in it. This was where I had my very first job. I was 15 years old, earning $5 an hour cash. Most of us started from humble beginnings, guys. I mean, even my car was $800. It took me a long time to save up for it. This place here is also where I met a few famous people and the massive Hollywood Toni Collette. Yep, she was massive and she came into our tiny little Thai restaurant in the middle of nowhere. This is my childhood best friend, Amelia. This photo was taken in our early 20s. It was the last time we ever saw each other as an adult. Then I guess we just went our separate ways after that. We grew into different people, but I'll never forget what her and her family did for me when I was, early primary school age. I barely spoke English, guys. I came to Australia not knowing any bit of English. I don't think I even spoke for 2 years. So to have a friend that still liked me, it meant the world. I even lived with them for a few months, like a while, 2-3 months. I can't remember, but it was a long time while my family went to Thailand. And me and my older sister wasn't allowed to go. But anyway, because of that, I got to experience cool things that I never got to experience in my own family. Things like playing netball. They taught me how to ride a bike. I got to experience Girl Scouts. They had a computer where I experienced like Tetris and Pac-Man and all those things I never grew up with, It might sound small to some people, but for me, just seeing how their family lived, it meant the world to me. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. But anyway, let's move on. This one here was my first sponsored child. He's from Thailand. His name is Israpong. I really would love to find that family now that we're all older. I started sponsoring him when he was like this size here, this age, until he was 18 or 19 years old. I do have a better photo of them. I just don't know where it is, but I love the other one more because my name, it says Anne Shearer, but then there's Thai writing. So it must be written in Thai underneath it, but it's like a big wooden plank and they've nailed it or screwed it onto the stilts of their home. So obviously my sponsorship to them and their family meant that much that they put my name on their house. I would love to go and find that house. It's just a pity. I don't know how to contact them and I can't speak Thai, so almost feels impossible at this stage. It's just amazing how bags of rice and school accessories like school books and stuff, just it made the massive difference to their family. No matter how little we give, guys, it is a lot to somebody else. Oh, getting emotional. Anyway, I think that's my cue to go, guys. I hope you like what I've done with this whiteboard. I know the decor is not great. It will be fixed and look a lot neater for the intro of the next YouTube video. I'm happy with the board. I'm just not happy with the decor. Although I am so glad I came across those photos today. It's just made me reminisce right now. I'm such a forward thinker, you know, like I like to think of the future, what we can achieve, what we can do and what we can change. That I never actually stopped to look back on the past, hardly ever. And coming across these photos today have forced me to do that. It's a weird feeling, guys, but I guess I should never forget where I came from, hey? Anyway, I'm rambling. We'll see you later, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for all your love and your support and everything. See you in the next video. Bye.